Hello guys, welcome to the Crypto Matrix. I'm Mr. Legend. In this video, we'll be taking a look at an altcoin Uniswap. Uniswap's market cap chills around the $2 billion level. Uniswap is down 6.9% over the last 1 week. It's down 21% over the last 1 month. And the last 1 year has seen Uniswap decline by 45%. How low can Uniswap go? We're finding a bear market bottom right now for Uniswap. So market participants are heavily accumulating. The big whales are buying Uniswap. Look at Uniswap's performance against the US dollar on a weekly time frame. If we're dumping to new lows, we are going to find support. If we're pumping to higher prices, where those key levels where we might find resistance on our way to new all-time highs. We also look at Uniswap's performance against Bitcoin, Uniswap's performance against Ethereum, and we'll finally look at Uniswap's market cap, which in the past has gotten into as high as $25 billion. Can we still rally back to the $25 billion level? We'll talk about that and more in this video. But first, guys, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. When it comes to investing, nothing will pay off more than educating yourself. Do necessary research and analysis before making any investment decision. If you want to become a legend, if you want to become a member, don't forget, link in the description. Let's get down to business. Uniswap's market cap stays around the $2 billion level, with Uniswap trading above $3.15. Uniswap's total supply is around 897 million tokens, with 632 million of those tokens in circulation. Total value locked for Uniswap sits at $3.13 billion. Fully diluted market cap for Uniswap sits at $2.83 billion. Uniswap's all-time high happened on the 3rd of May 2021. Uniswap traded for as high as $44.97. Right now, Uniswap is down 92% from the all-time highs. If you look at Uniswap's performance against the US dollar, I've seen Uniswap trade for as high as $46. Uniswap got there in that May of 2021, but since then, it's been a rough time. It's been dumped gobbling town. We've seen it go from as high as $44. We saw it get to as low as $3.2 in June of 2022. That was 92% down from its all-time highs. We got a bounce, but that bounce didn't take us back to all-time highs. That bounce saw Uniswap moving sideways. Some market participants call that distribution. Other market participants call that accumulation. Uniswap pumped by more than 519%. And since December of 2024, we have been on another leg down to Goblin Town. That leg down to Goblin Town has seen Uniswap lose around 83% of its value, coming back below the $3 level, which is an important price region to look out for. I've seen Uniswap had major reactions at that 3.5 to $3 region. Uniswap consolidated there way back in 2020 before pumping aggressively to new all-time highs. Uniswap had a bounce there in June of 2022, and since February of 2026, we've seen Uniswap consolidate around that 3.1 to the $3.5 level. Right now, we're extreme fear grip in the cryptocurrency markets. You have to ask yourself the $1 million question: what will happen to the price of Uniswap if there's still one more leg down in the cryptocurrency market or for the altcoin market? Right now, the fear grip in the markets has made a lot of market participants believe that we still have one more leg down for altcoins, we still have one more leg down for Uniswap. And in that situation, in that world where every market participant that is bearish is right, I would expect Uniswap to still find support around the $1.8 level, all things being equal. We've seen Uniswap have a bounce there way back in 2020. If things get ugly, if we see it continues down to Goblin Town, I will see Uniswap dumping by further 40% from where we're currently trading. Guys, know how volatile the altcoin markets can be. A 40% pump, a dump can happen in 1 month. Just see what has happened to Uniswap over the last 1 month. You have seen it lose 21% of its value. So it's not strange to think it could easily dump another 40% over the next few months. That's the bearish scenario. But then, if you think about it, that the lower we go, the safer it becomes to buy some Uniswap. The lower we go, the more big wheels are accumulating some Uniswap, getting ready for the next big move to the upside. You see this as a wonderful buying opportunity. You see it as a rare occasion to buy Uniswap at the lowest price that's been trading since June of 2022. But in the case where we see Uniswap pumping to higher prices, because that's where I'm biased towards being bullish, I'm biased towards higher prices. The $11.7 level, as I talked about it in the previous video, is going to be very, very important for Uniswap. From where we're currently trading right now, Uniswap needs to pull up around the 280+% move to the upside to get to $11.7. We saw Uniswap getting there way back in July of 2025. We got rejected there, started dumping to Goblin Town. And even though Uniswap was trading above it in November of 2024, that victory was short-lived. We saw Uniswap getting rejected there in June of 2024. Uniswap traded above there in March of 2024, and we got rejected there again in March of 2022. So there's one recurring stat we're seeing is that Uniswap is having major reactions around the $11 to the $12 regions. So don't be shocked if it's on our way to new all-time highs. We take a chill pill there, you see Uniswap rallying there, consolidate there before continue pumping to higher prices. The next key level before the previous all-time highs for Uniswap, this might be a very, very difficult level to pass through, is going to be the $30 region. From where Uniswap is currently trading right now, that will require a lot of work for us to get towards $30. From where Uniswap is trading right now, that will require us pumping up by more than 840% to the upside. You know how volatile the markets can be, guys. You never want to say never. If you see what Uniswap did after it was launched, it had a crazy, crazy pump to the upside, assuming you even missed this initial launch and you saw this first dump to Goblin Town. Uniswap still gave you around a 2000% pump in just 180 days. The altcoin market is where you get those 10x, those 20x, those 30x gains to the upside. But then you have to be able to stomach volatility to the downside. You have to be able to see all coins dump 90% without you feeling anything. That's the regular occurrence in the altcoin market. We look at Uniswap's performance against Ethereum. It's been dumping to Goblin Town. We found the bottom over the last few months. It was on October 6th, Uniswap found the bottom against Ethereum. Since then, it's outperformed Ethereum by a little, outperformed Ethereum by around 26%. I would expect to see it outperforming Ethereum more in the nearest future because when market participants are scared, I always tell you guys you run towards safety, and safety for us in the cryptocurrency market is Bitcoin, is Ethereum. So Bitcoin and Ethereum always gains against all coins when the market is bearish, but when the market goes bullish for all coins, you see those you see Bitcoin and Ethereum start losing value against both against all coins. When market participants stop being scared, they start flipping their all coins into Bitcoin, into Ethereum. I won't be shocked to see Uniswap pull up a 200 plus move against Ethereum in the coming days and the coming weeks. Against Bitcoin, similar price action. Uniswap have gradually dumped Goblin Town against Bitcoin, finally finding the low. Hopefully, when the market gets bullish, we're going to see that big, big pump to the upside. There's a lot of bullish divergence on Uniswap's chart against Bitcoin and against Ethereum. I'll be expecting Uniswap to pull off a big, big counter trend rally to the upside. Maybe not to new all-time highs, but a 300, a 400, a 500% pump to the upside is always around the corner. You have to be ready. You have to buy low so that you can sell high. And even though extreme fear is gripping the market, at some point in time in the future, we'll see extreme greed return back to the market. Uniswap's market cap too has also dropped to new all-time lows. Not all-time lows. Uniswap market cap has dropped to new lows, the lowest prices we have seen it trade since January of 2021. And the $2 billion level is where it's currently trading right now. There's always that possibility that we can see lower prices, but then there's support around $1 billion. So Uniswap could easily dump 40 to 50% from when we're trading and still find support at the $1 billion level. But if you're optimistic like me, then you'll be expecting higher prices, and those higher prices might see Uniswap rally past $4.7 billion, rally past the $7.1 billion level, and even make its way towards the previous high where we traded in November of 2024 when we saw Uniswap getting to the $11 billion level. That's the highest price we've seen Uniswap trade in the last 3 years. And for you to see Uniswap trading around $11 billion in market valuation, you have to go back to December of 2021. Then, if we're going about the all-time highs, for the all-time highs for Uniswap market cap sits around $22.9 billion, almost $23 billion from where Uniswap is currently trading right now. That will require us pulling up 1,000% pump to the upside. Guys, drop your thoughts in the comment section. Are you still accumulating Uniswap right now? Do you still believe it can still go up 1,000% to the upside over the next few months? Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more awesome videos like this. Turn on the post notifications to get notified anytime I drop a new video, anytime I go live. Remember guys, when it comes to investing, nothing will pay off more than educating yourself. an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Invest for the long haul. Don't get too scared. Don't get too greedy. See you guys in my next video.